Building a metal garage can be a daunting task, but with the right tools, knowledge, and preparation, it can be a rewarding experience. In this video, we'll cover everything you need to know before building your own metal garage. After watching, you'll be ready to start. Let's do this. Before starting any construction project, proper preparation is essential. There are two things you should think about. The location. A poorly chosen location could cause several problems during and after construction. That's why it's crucial to consider three factors before starting any work. The first factor to consider is the terrain. The land where you intend to build your garage should be flat and level. If the ground is sloping or uneven, it may be necessary to level the land before construction. Otherwise, the uneven terrain could cause the garage to shift, leading to structural damage and a shortened lifespan. Another important factor to consider is any potential obstacles in the location. Trees, power lines, and underground pipes can all pose a significant problem. Trees and power lines can obstruct the construction process, while underground pipes can be difficult to work around and may cause damage if not handled correctly. Additionally, it's essential to check with your local government for zoning restrictions that may apply to your property. Some areas have specific regulations on the type and size of structures that can be built on a property. These zoning restrictions could limit or prohibit the construction of a garage altogether. It's crucial to investigate these regulations beforehand to avoid any legal or financial penalties. The second thing to think about while planning your project is the foundation. Before you start building your metal garage, one of the most important decisions you'll make is choosing the right foundation. A concrete foundation is a solid slab of concrete that is poured into a prepared site and forms the base of the garage. This type of foundation is more suitable for areas with clay soil, poor drainage, or a high risk of earthquakes. A concrete foundation provides greater stability and can resist lateral forces, making it a popular choice for metal garages. Alright, now let's talk about the time it takes to build that garage. On average, a small two-car garage can take about 2 to 3 weeks to build, while larger garages can take up to several months. In that period, your concrete slab foundation can take up to a week to cure properly. It's essential to allow enough time for the foundation to cure before starting the framing process. Another factor that affects the time it takes to build a metal garage is the type of materials used. Here are 3 examples. The thickness of the steel used for the frame and walls of the garage can impact the time it takes to build. Thicker steel may add 1 or 2 days to the process to cut and install, whereas thinner steel may be quicker to work with. If you plan to insulate your metal garage, this can add 1 or 2 days to the construction process. Installing insulation requires additional materials and labor and may require additional time to complete. The type of roofing material used can also impact construction time. For example, if you choose to install a metal roof, this may be quicker to install than a shingle roof, which requires 1 or 2 more days for additional layers and sealing. Your level of experience also plays a role in the time it takes to build a metal garage. If you're a beginner, it may take longer to complete the project as you learn new skills and techniques. Hiring a professional contractor can help save time if you're in a rush. At Allen's Factory Outlet, we provide free installation for your garage. This could save you a lot of time and money. Finally, weather conditions can affect the time it takes to build a metal garage. Inclement weather like rain or extreme heat can delay the project, and you may need to wait for better weather conditions to resume work. So don't neglect this if you have this project in the middle of winter. Now that you have the time to build your garage, we'll focus on the space you need. Here are some factors to consider when planning the space required for your metal garage project. Number 1. The number and size of vehicles. The size of your garage should be based on the number and size of vehicles you plan to store. A standard 2-car garage should measure at least 20 by 20 feet, while a garage just for an RV or a boat should be 12 feet wide by 30 feet long. 2. Your workspace. If you plan to use your garage as a workspace, make sure to factor in the additional space required. You'll need enough room for tools, equipment, and a workbench. 3. The storage. If you plan to use your garage for storage, make sure to factor in the additional space required. Consider adding shelving or cabinets to maximize your storage space. 4. The driveway. The driveway should be long and wide enough to accommodate your vehicles and provide easy access to the garage. Make sure to factor in any turns or obstacles like trees or power lines. For a standard one-car metal garage, the standard driveway is 10 feet wide and 25 feet long, while for a two-car metal garage, the standard is 18 feet wide and 35 feet long. If you plan to park an RV or boat in your metal garage, the driveway width should be wider to accommodate the larger vehicle, typically at least 12 to 14 feet wide. And 5. Additional features. Consider any additional features you may want to add to your garage, like windows, a side entry door, or a porch. Factor in the additional space required for these features. Don't forget, you should ensure that you have enough room for your vehicle's workspace and storage needs. Spend some time researching the above factors and choose the right options for your specific needs. Because when it's done, it's too late. Alright, this preparation is great, but sometimes you need to fight with the elements. This is why you should know how to deal with rainfall. Indeed, water damage can be a significant concern for any metal garage project. So here are some tips for dealing with water and rainfall. Tip 1. Site selection. Choose a location for your garage that is above the grade of the surrounding area to prevent water runoff from entering the garage. Avoid low-lying areas or location with poor drainage. Tip 2. Grading. Properly grading the area around your garage can help prevent water runoff from entering the garage. The ground should slope away from the garage, directing water away from the structure. Tip 3. Gutters and downspouts. Installing gutters and downspouts can help direct water away from the garage. Make sure to install them properly and clean them regularly to prevent clogs. Tip 4. Roof. The roof of your garage should be properly sealed to prevent water from entering. Consider using a waterproofing membrane or sealing the roof with a silicone-based sealant. Tip 5. Flooring. Choose a flooring material that is resistant to water damage, like concrete or epoxy. Properly sealing the floor can also help prevent water from seeping in. In addition to rainfall, dealing with wind is another issue. Metal garages can be susceptible to wind damage, especially in areas prone to high winds or severe weather. Make sure you select materials that are certified for a certain wind speed. You may pay a little more for that, but it's always better than to wake up to a destroyed garage after a storm. Also, here's how to properly deal with wind and ensure the safety and durability of your garage. There are 3 things to do. 1. Anchoring. Properly anchoring your garage is crucial for preventing wind damage. Make sure to use anchors and tie-downs that are appropriate for the size and weight of your garage. 2. Bracing. Adding additional bracing to your garage can help prevent damage from high winds. Consider adding diagonal braces to the roof or walls of your garage. And 3. Roof design. The design of your garage roof can affect its resistance to wind damage. Consider choosing a roof style that is designed to withstand high winds, like a hip or gable roof. You have the time, the space, more on how to deal with the elements. Now, let's talk about the cost. First, here's a table with some of the key items that a person would need to purchase in order to build a metal garage themselves, along with estimated costs. You can pause the video and make a screenshot. These costs are estimates and can vary depending on the size and complexity of the garage, as well as factors such as location and local building codes. Additionally, there may be other costs associated with building a metal garage that are not included in this table, such as tools and equipment rentals, electrical and plumbing work, and landscaping or finishing touches. To make things more concrete, we are going to compare the costs of 2 options you have when it comes to building a metal garage: doing it yourself or having it done for you. Let's compare the costs of the 2 options for a 12 by 20 feet 1-car garage and a 24 by 25 feet garage for 2 cars. For the DIY option, the cost of a metal garage kit for a 12 by 20 feet 1-car garage ranges from $3,500 to $8,000, while a 24 by 25 feet 2-car garage ranges from $7,500 to $16,000. However, keep in mind that these prices don't include the cost of the slab, which can range from $1,000 to $5,000 depending on the size of the garage and the type of foundation required. In addition, you'll need to factor in the cost of permits, which can range from $50 to $500 depending on your location and the type of permit required. You may also need to rent equipment, such as a backhoe or a crane, which can add another $500 to $1,000 to the total cost. Based on the information we provided, the estimated total cost of the DIY option for a one-car garage would be between $5,050 and $14,500, while a two-car garage would cost between $9,050 and $22,000. For the done-for-you option, hiring professionals to build your metal garage will save you time, effort, and potentially a lot of money in the long run. For a 12 by 20 feet one-car garage, the cost can range from $7,500 to $12,000, while a 24 by 25 feet two-car garage can range from $15,000 to $25,000. However, these prices can include the installation and any necessary equipment rental, so you won't have to worry about any additional expenses. Based on these estimates, it's clear that you can save thousands of dollars by having your metal garage done for you, and it's a lot easier too. While the do-it-yourself option may seem appealing, it's important to consider the costs involved, including the cost of permits, equipment rental, and the time and effort required. Now that you have a budget, you need a permit. Let's talk about that. Before you start building, you need to get a permit from the local government. Each area has different soil conditions and weather patterns that need to be considered when building a garage, and local regulations are designed to ensure that your garage is safe in local conditions. Most permit applications require a fee, so make sure to factor in the cost of permit fees when budgeting for your metal garage project. The cost of permit fees can vary widely depending on the location of your project and the type of permits required. To make sure you have all the necessary information, follow these steps. Step 1. Check CC and Rs. Find out if your local community has any restrictions. If your property is part of a subdivision, it may be subject to covenants, conditions, and restrictions that contain rules about what can and cannot be built on your land. To find out if your property is subject to covenants, conditions, and restrictions, you should contact your homeowners association if you are part of one. If you are not part of an HOA, you can review the documents you received when you purchased your property to see if there are any CC&Rs that limit what you can build on your land. Step 2. Check government regulations. Your local planning department can tell you the general building rules that apply to your property. Before you call, have the following information ready: your address, the length and width of your future garage, and an idea of where you want to put your garage. You can find the right phone number to call by doing an internet search for your town or city's planning department or the county's planning department. When you call, take notes and make sure the questions you ask include the following: how far does the garage need to be from the front, back, and sides of the property? How far away does the garage need to be from the house? Are there any color or style restrictions for detached garages? What permits and inspections are required for installing a detached metal garage? Once your permit is approved, you'll need to display it prominently on your property. This will serve as a clear indication to your community that your project has been approved and complies with local regulations. Don't try to bypass this step. Failure to obtain permits can result in fines, legal action, and even demolition of your garage. Spend some time researching the necessary permits and fees and follow the application process carefully to avoid any issues with your project. After getting your permit, you'll need construction equipment. Renting or purchasing the right equipment can save you time and money in the long run. Here are 5 essential tools and equipment you'll need for your metal garage project. Number 1. Concrete mixer. If you plan to pour a concrete slab foundation, you'll need a concrete mixer to mix the concrete. You can rent a concrete mixer from a local home improvement store or purchase one if you plan to use it for future projects. Number 2. Saws. You'll need a variety of saws to cut the metal panels to size, including a circular saw, reciprocating saw, and jigsaw. Make sure to use the correct blade for cutting metal. Number 3. Drills. You'll need a drill to make holes in the metal panels for screws and other fasteners. A cordless drill with a variety of drill bits is ideal. Number 4. Welder. A welder is necessary for joining metal panels and framing. You can rent a welder from a local rental center or purchase one if you plan to use it for future projects. Number 5. Safety equipment. Safety should always be a top priority when using construction equipment. Make sure to wear eye and ear protection, gloves, and a hard hat when using power tools and equipment. All of that may sound expensive, but renting equipment can be an affordable option for DIY enthusiasts. It's also important to factor in the cost of equipment rentals when budgeting for your project. Additionally, if you plan to use the equipment for future projects, purchasing it may be a better option. Once you have that equipment, properly using and maintaining it is crucial for ensuring that your metal garage project is completed safely and efficiently. Make sure to read the manufacturer's instructions and use the equipment according to its intended purpose. Okay, you're ready to start. And your first operation is pouring a concrete slab. Pouring a concrete slab provides a stable foundation for your metal garage. So here, we'll sum up the 6 main operations. Step 1. Prepare the site by removing debris and vegetation and level the area. Step 2. Use the correct formwork and properly secure it. Step 3. Consider adding reinforcement to the concrete mix for increased strength. Step 4. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for mixing and pouring the concrete. Step 5. Use a screed to level the surface and finish the concrete to achieve the desired texture or pattern. And finally, Step 6. Keep the surface moist and covered for at least 7 days to ensure proper curing. Framing comes next. It provides the structural support for your garage and helps to ensure that it remains stable and secure. Here's a step-by-step guide for framing a metal garage. Step 1. Determine the size and shape of your metal garage and calculate the amount of framing materials needed. The most common framing materials used for metal garages are wood, steel, and aluminum. Step 2. Cut the framing materials to size using a saw. Make sure to use the correct saw blade for the material being cut. Step 3. Assemble the framing components according to the manufacturer's instructions. Use the correct fasteners and hardware to ensure that the framing is securely attached to the concrete slab. Step 4. Attach the framing components to the concrete slab using anchor bolts or screws. Make sure to use the correct size and type of anchor for the weight and load of the framing. Step 5. Add diagonal braces to the roof or walls of your garage to provide additional support and stability. Step 6. Install insulation between the framing members to help regulate the temperature inside your garage. This can also help reduce noise levels and prevent condensation. Step 7. Add vents or windows to your garage for proper ventilation. This will help prevent moisture buildup and ensure proper air circulation inside your garage. Properly framing your metal garage is essential for ensuring its stability and durability. Make sure to follow the above steps and consult with a professional contractor or building inspector to ensure that your framing meets local building codes and regulations. Alright, now let's do the garage doors and windows. Here are 3 steps for installing them. Prepare the openings. Make sure that the openings for the garage doors and windows are properly framed and reinforced according to the manufacturer's instructions. Install the doors and windows. Follow the manufacturer's instructions to properly install the garage doors and windows, making sure that they are properly sealed and that the frames are secure. Inspect and test. Inspect the doors and windows to ensure that they are properly installed and functioning. Test them to ensure that they open and close smoothly and lock securely. Wow, you have a great garage and now you just need to add a few features, like the electrical and plumbing for starters. What we recommend for that part is to hire licensed professionals. Have a pro install electrical wiring outlets, plumbing fixtures, and piping in your garage. Don't negotiate on that. This will ensure safety and compliance with local building codes and regulations. In order to make that as efficient as possible, you should plan your electrical and plumbing needs. Consider your needs for electrical outlets, lighting, heating, and cooling, but also plumbing fixtures and drainage. Plan the layout and design of your electrical and plumbing systems accordingly. And once your electrical and plumbing systems are installed, don't forget to properly insulate them to prevent freezing or overheating. Next, you have to think about insulation. There are at least 2 good reasons to insulate your metal garage. Moisture can be a problem in garages, especially in areas with high humidity. Insulation can help to control moisture levels by reducing condensation inside the garage. This can prevent damage to your tools, equipment, and vehicles, and also help to keep the interior of your garage clean and dry. Temperature control is another important reason to insulate your garage. Insulation can help to regulate the temperature inside your garage, making it more comfortable to work inside year-round. This is particularly important if you plan to use your garage as a workshop or if you spend a lot of time working on your vehicles. Now, here are the 3 most popular methods for insulating a metal garage. Number 1. Fiberglass bat. Fiberglass bat insulation is one of the most common insulation methods. It's inexpensive and very easy to install. However, you have to make sure to fill every opening thoroughly when using bat insulation, as any opening can lead to a drastic reduction in efficiency. To install bat insulation, measure the spaces in the walls and ceiling of your metal shed and cut the fiberglass to those specs. Cut them about an extra inch thick so that they fit snugly into the open space. Number 2. Spray foam. Spray foam insulation comes in 2 types, closed cell and open cell. Closed cell is slightly more expensive, but it is far more water resistant and provides a reliable vapor barrier. Both types are spray-on foam that expands and solidifies when applied to the walls and ceiling of your metal garage. To use spray foam insulation, start by marking off any areas you don't want to be covered with tape and plastic. Next, put on your protective gear and begin to spray the foam. It's best to start with the outer edges and work your way towards the middle. Number 3. Foam board. Foam board insulation provides great results at a much lower cost than most other types of insulation. The only downside to using foam board is that it isn't compatible with curved walls. So, if you have a rounded metal garage of some sort, foam board likely won't be the right choice for you. To install foam board insulation in your metal garage, you simply have to cut the board to the appropriate size and attach it to the ceiling, floor, and walls with adhesive where necessary. Finishing options for your metal garage include painting, drywall, or paneling. Choose a finish that is appropriate for your specific needs and budget. For the flooring, choose a flooring material that is appropriate for your specific needs and budget. Options include concrete, epoxy, or tile. Proper lighting is also important for ensuring proper visibility and safety inside your garage. Consider using LED lighting, which is energy efficient and provides bright and clear light. About the future organization of your garage. Consider adding storage and organization solutions to your garage to maximize its functionality. This can include shelving, cabinets, and pegboard. And finally, install a security system in your garage to protect your belongings and ensure your safety. This can include a security camera, alarm system, or smart lock. Now, if you think that building this by yourself is too complex, you should check out the prefabricated metal garages at Allen's Factory Outlet. You won't have to bear the burden of installing your garage. We do it for you, and installation is free. Plus, we can help you save thousands of dollars on the total cost of your metal garage. Whenever you're ready, visit our website at allensfactoryoutlet.com to start customizing your garage. There's a link on your screen and in the description. We'll see you there.